Get it loose now. And we're live. Hi, welcome. It's Greg Lyons, the Greg Lyons Show. So I'm going to talk fast because I'm a fast talking guy. No, because I'm getting tired. I'm going to go to sleep. I put this out on social media as an experiment because I wanted to see how many of my followers would show up if I announced it 5 minutes before I went on. I used to have a show on live video. I had lots of people, but everything has to pick up its momentum. So let me just get right to the titles of the various things I had, because I got a lot to talk about, a lot of things that are going on in the world today that I want to make reference to. Number one, first thing that came up was Finland is the happiest nation in the world. Numero uno, the happiest place to live, Finland. You know where USA was in the thousands of nations that you could live in and be happy? USA was number 19. Oh, number 19. We're not that happy a place, and I could explain why. A lot of miserable people here. But recently, also in Finland, in the news, and one of my favorite ladies, Nikki Haley, the former U.S. ambassador to the UN, and now I don't know what the hell she does. I guess she's signing autographs in South Carolina, ex-governor. Anyway, she in a tweet, like a tweet war, she criticized Finland, saying that they have health care, but it's not. Do not try and get that health care here in the United States because it would simply be too expensive. But I dislike Nikki Haley intently. And one of the reasons being, well, just any government shill, any person that works for the government, they always come up with the argument that it'll be too expensive, you'll be taxed too high. But if you talk about we need more money for a killer fighter plane, a killer tank, killer missiles, oh, there's plenty of that in the Pentagon budget. Don't worry about it. The veterans who fought, we don't have any money for them. They're committing suicide. They're living on the streets when they come back after having fought in a synthesized war. But the 19th happiest place in the world do not have adequate health care. And according to Nikki Haley, it would be too expensive. Of course, she wouldn't really know because being a highly privileged member of the government, having paid an outrageously large sum of money, she probably has the best, most easily paid for health care available to the wealthy elite. I don't like rich people. It's not that I don't like them. I mean, good for you. You earned your money, but don't try and hold your rich people standard to 99% of the rest of the people are just struggling to get by. People are just trying to survive, feed their family, make money to pay for their bills. Don't say, oh, well, you should just buy a health care. No, we can't. We don't have your income. Or another quick thing I want to make a reference to. No, I didn't take speed. I'm just talking fast because I know people have short attention spans. So you got to keep the subjects coming. I see my guitar over there, but I'm not going to play guitar. I also will show you my Q*bert game a little later. If you stick around, that's right. I shrunk an arcade game, and I love it. But anyway, as I was saying, I think money, dollars, should be referred, and I refer to them in my own personal life as freedom units, because the more money you have, the more freedom you have, which, while I'm on this topic, the Powerball is drawing for Saturday the 23rd is up to $645 million, which is a hefty chunk of money. And while we're on that, if you go for the cash payout, you'll only get like about a third of that, because the government, the happy United States government, helps themselves to half or 3/4 of that in taxes. So go figure. But anyway, all right, let's not stray. The other thing that stayed in my mind today, President Donald Trump tweeted in his inimitable tweeting fashion that Israel, after 52, and I'm quoting to the best, I'm paraphrasing, after 52 years, United States needs to recognize that Israel has the, what did he say, sovereignty over the Golan Heights. I'm really terrible with geography, but I think it has something to do with, it's in the vicinity of Syria. It's broadening the control Israel has over not only its own little slice of land and the Palestinian people, but apparently now the Syrians and more Arabians. And I asked Donald Trump directly in my response, and you can see it on his tweet stream, why are we so beholden to Israel? because I don't get that. They're violating human rights every day of the Palestinian people. Why does the United States feel obligated to be facilitators in the criminal activity of the Zion regime? However, okay, let's not dwell on that, because everybody knows how much I dislike Israel. For that reason, though, it's not anti-Semitism. I'm not even going to say some of my best friends are Jewish. I'm going to say some of my family is Jewish, like my mother. So technically, you can call me a Jew, except that I'm not religious. I'm an atheist. And we'll get into that later. Netanyahu, who is the prime minister of Israel, by the way, is facing an indictment for bribery in Israel. He bribed some major media outlets to give him favorable publicity, and he got busted, and he's facing criminal prosecution for that. They said Donald Trump is welcoming Bibi Netanyahu to the White House later this week. I was wondering if Netanyahu's going to come here wearing an ankle bracelet. But okay, that's another. Okay, I wrote down a bunch of topics because, as we get older and stop making sense. No, as we get older, you forget stuff. You have all this stuff to talk about, and then you say, oh, I forgot to say this. So you write it down. That's the secret. You want to see that's you can't read that. That's my doctor's scribble. I should have been a doctor only because the way I write, it's like chicken scratch. But I got a lot to say because I haven't been online in quite some time. And it's mostly because daily life, I've been busy. But okay, so after that, USA, I can't read. Oh no, no coverage. Okay, yeah, the United States media. When they announced that Netanyahu was indicted, the TV stations, ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox, they were conspicuously silent on it. The way I found out about it was Reuters, which is an international news organization. They mentioned that Netanyahu was indicted by the Israeli police, his own people. But mum's the word here in the USA on our major media. And it's like, what? That's a big story. Imagine if Trump got indicted, which he should for his various discretions and transgressions and indiscretions and lies. And if he got indicted, it would be around the globe. Everybody would report on it. But I guess Netanyahu's a small fish. So, they didn't think that was newsworthy. However, they do think that Israel is important enough to extract $10 billion a year from American taxpayers to send to them so that they can continue their violations of the human rights of Palestinians. All right, let's get on to other stuff. What did billionaire. Last week, Caitlyn Jenner was announced, the first billionaire under the age of 25. I think she's 23. She's a billionaire. She made the billions selling makeup. But let's go back a little further as to how did Caitlyn Jenner get such a large platform of people? And that was on Instagram. And that has to do with my point about platforms and followers. I mean, it literally pays to have a large number of followers. I have 1,100 and 2,000. I got a lot of followers here on YouTube. I don't have the exact numbers. It's over 1,000. Where are you folks? I don't see you. You should be here, but you should watch this later, comment, retweet, whatever. Follow, get your friend off the street, say, follow this guy, he's pretty cool. Or not, because what am I going to do, sell you makeup? But that's the point I want to get back to. Kylie Jenner. Okay, her father was Bruce Jenner for a time. He is currently a female named Caitlyn Jenner. So her father is her mother now, but he was an Olympic star at one point. This sounds, I'm not making it up. This is the fact of the matter. Bruce Jenner was an Olympian, and he was on the cover of Wheaties. And then a few years back, he just came out and said, I've been living a lie. I want to be a woman. Call me Caitlyn. So, wait, Caitlyn. Caitlyn is a daughter, though, too, right? Caitlyn Jenner? Oh, man, I got to check my facts. Fact checker, get back to me on that. Are they both Caitlyn? Or am I mistaking what Bruce's new name is? I don't know. I don't know. I don't follow. He looked pretty good on the cover of Airbrush magazine, but Anyway, my point being that Caitlyn Jenner is making her billions of dollars from her millions of followers on Instagram when they found out she had a makeup line. So she's very smart. She's shrewd. Unlike the Kardashians, who are famous for doing nothing other than riding on Kanye's unit, Kim Kardashian, and the other assorted Kardashians that betted basketball stars and football people and whatever the hell else swinging dick was around. My point, she's very smart. I give her credit. She built her empire on makeup, but that's the key. I want to get to the crux of what I'm trying to say is America is built on artifice. Artificial makeup is artificial. You put it on. Oh, I want to look young, so let me change my face. Let me put a little red in my bloodless cheeks, red on my bloodless lips. Let me put some eyeliner on. It's all artificial. Be real, people. Be real. Because that's one of my paranoid fears is that now in the event of the smartphone, which I am just as guilty of because I got a smartphone and my face is in it a lot. I'm just wrong. People are forgetting how to interact in real life, in real time, and it's not good. And everybody's so concerned about their appearance. Now, obviously, you can tell I'm not terribly concerned. You like my new glasses? Oh, they have see-through lens. I mean, clear frames. But I really, all kidding aside, you got to get real, man. It's what matters, real. If there's a blackout, let's say the electricity goes out, you'd be lost because you can't get on your phone. You can't watch TV. You can't. There's numbers of things you cannot do without electricity. But the point is that the spark of electricity that keeps our heart pumping in our chest, that's the reality, and you need to interact. Okay, so Kylie Jenner, Kylie, not Caitlyn. There you go. I get a lot of these lately where I'm holding one shoe in my hand and my other shoe is on my foot. I'm like, where's my shoe? But anyway, it's Kylie that made the billions, and I salute her. Good for you, Kylie. Keep cranking it in. At least you're offering a product. You're selling makeup. Woo woo. You're a billionaire. And then the responsibility of having $1 billion or over $1 billion at your disposal, an enterprise, when you're only 23. What's she gonna do with it? I mean, really, how many rap guys can you buy cars for? And still, like, do you feel a sense of responsibility of giving back to the community? Maybe not, because you're like, I don't, they buy my makeup. That's all. I don't know. I'm not saying there's an obligation when you're wealthy, but if you have a sense of humanity or anthropology, if you care about people, you want to give back. So keep that in mind. I also want to give a shout out to Ariana Grande. She broke a musical. Music is very important to me. As you can see, there's my beautiful guitar right there. And I sing a lot, and you can see my videos. But Ariana Grande broke a record. She's the first artist to have four number ones in a row since Michael Jackson in like the mid 80s or the Beatles in the 60s. So good for her. And I like her. I listen to Thank You, next, thank you. But this morning I heard on the news that Ariana Grande has to give 90% of the royalties from Seven Rings to Rodgers and Hammerstein since she stole the tune from these are a few of my favorite things, na 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 na. These are a few of my favorite things. So, all right, 90%. So, hey, what the hell? She's got other songs making money, and I'm sure the Rodgers and Hammerstein deadbeat estate of trust fund babies are popping champagne corks to the tune of Seven Rings. I want it. I got it. I want it. I got it. All right, so that's Ariana Grande. All right, let's see. I'm winding down. I had some more things I wanted. Oh, The Last Kingdom on Netflix. If you're looking for a really good story, we've gone through 3 seasons of them already. We binge watched them just about one a night. It's so good. It's about the Vikings and the Saxons in medieval Europe, in the predecessor to the United Kingdom when England was just a bunch of little kingdoms, and the Vikings came in, and then there's the main character is Uhtred, son of Uhtred, who happens to be he was born a Saxon. He got kidnapped by the Vikings, raised as a Viking. Now he's a mighty warrior, and the whole show evolves around him. It's on Netflix. It's The Last Kingdom. I watch him on Instagram, and he announced to his brethren that they've been re-signed. They're signed to go for a 4th season. So that means to keep it going. Destiny is all. All right. So that's The Last Kingdom. Oh, and then my good old friend, shout out to my good friend in the UK. Well, actually, he's in Spain. Duncan, my good old friend Duncan Oldham. He's a big shot on the net. He's got thousands of followers on Twitter. But Dunk, thanks a lot, man. I read your Instagram tweet about Afterlife, and Ricky Gervais, who I love because he's a really funny, he's a clever, hilariously funny comedian. He's got a show called Afterlife. I watched one episode tonight. I nearly pissed myself. It was that funny. It's so irreverent. Another show I gotta recommend. If you haven't seen Afterlife on Netflix, what are you waiting for? I just gave you the recommendation. Okay, now let's see here. Turtle. Oh, see, the problem is when you make notes for yourself, Twitter followers, YouTube followers, Instagram followers, follow me. And then I finished up with Qbert. Oh, Qbert, there we are. When I was a kid, when I was in my 20s in the 1980s, there was a thing called video arcades. You would go in there and there'd be giant boxes like this, which is essentially a TV in a fancy box with a video game embedded. And one of my favorite games was Qbert. Qbert! It wasn't killing anybody. It wasn't shooting anything. It was this wacky little weird-shaped creature, and he would jump on this staircase. Here, I'll show you the staircase. And these bugs would be coming down from the different angles after him. And I said, go, choose, player 1. There we go. And what your object of the game was to just touch all the stairs without these bugs getting you. And there it is. He's at the top of the pyramid. And if a bug got him, which it did, because I can't see, because it's very small. The arcade was much bigger. It was life-size. So we'll just turn that off right now. But it's Qbert, and I found this in a thrift store, which is one of my passions. I call it Goodwill hunting. I actually go in the thrift store, find collector's items like these, and sell them to people online. It's not just for the money. It's the excitement of walking into a place and not knowing what to expect. You don't know what gems you're going to find hidden among the junk. It's like being a pirate, finding treasure. So, well, there you have it. I give you a lot to digest. And I decided to spontaneously finish up with a song because I can. This is my 12 string. I'm going to play a little Good Riddance to you. Another turning point, a fork up in the road. Life as you find it, direct you where to go. Don't make the past stop and test, don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, in the end it's right. I hope you have the time of your life. If you guys have the time of your lives, you probably didn't have the time of your life. And while I was doing all that, I was thinking of one more thing. It's like, by the way, I got another account, Gregory Lyons, on Twitter. It was killed. I actually posted a video about it. So I'm over there as a big personality now, if you want to follow me. I should put it in the link. My point is this. To understand who controls things, just find out who you can't criticize. I criticized Israel. I lost my account. Now maybe I'll lose my YouTube too, but I call them like I see them. It's reality, and we have to deal with reality, not artificial. So that's my message to you, to all you people out there, to my followers and my disciples who will watch this thousands of years from now and say, there was an intelligent man. I'm Gregory Lyons. My real name is Gregory Leoie. I use Lyons because I'm king of the jungle, but Leoie is my meatball Italian name. because my father was a meatball Italian. Hey, mamma mia. So keep on watching.